So we're gonna get right into it. When were you first diagnosed with diabetes, and how did that moment change your life?
So I was about 4 years old when it happened. My parents say we were in Charleston for like a little getaway with my grandparents and stuff. I got sick. I had had the flu like maybe a week or two before. Um, couldn't really eat at the moment that I was, kind of at this point. Uh, Went to the doctor. They told me, like they told my parents that I was really sick. I had this, disease, and I don't really know how it kind of like affected me in the moment, but I know that ever since then I've had to change like who I really am and like how I kind of like do things in life. Like I do things maybe people older than me um, have to do, but I'm only 22.
So you grew up playing sports your whole life, right? Correct.
Yes, I did. I started out playing soccer when I was a little kid, then moved on, played baseball and football like everybody else does down in the South. Then I went and played lacrosse. Played on the national team in North Carolina for 4 years, and then was playing high school football. I was a region all region linebacker, and then now I play rugby here at Virginia Tech.
So what drew you to play rugby here?
So before rugby started, I was actually a cheerleader. I did that for my freshman fall semester. I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't like how clicky everything was. It was like everybody didn't hang out as a team. It was like you had a group here who would hang out, a group here who would hang out, and it just wasn't everybody. Like that's not what a team does. So I kind of like said goodbye to that. I rushed a frat. I got a bid from a frat, but I did that for like a week, and it just like wasn't what I expected it to be. It was just a lot different. And then I saw that rugby was doing tryouts, and I was like, okay, why not? It's like football. So I went and I tried out. And at the time, our president was Nando, and then and then this other guy on the team who would be a president after him. We called him Tubbs. Um, Kind of just like they really helped me out through the whole process, and I really just loved it ever since. It's a lot of contact, but you're also with your guy. You're also with your brothers. You got 80. There's 80 of you guys out there. Um, 15 at a time for 15, 7 at a time for sevens. But when it's a weekend, there's 80 of you guys just hanging out, enjoying life.
Yeah, I was about to say too. You've had some injuries playing rugby too, correct?
Yeah, actually, this past fall, I broke my pinky and tore a couple ligaments in it. So my pinky's not, can't really flex it all the way. And then I've also seen a lot of pretty rough injuries and stuff. It's very different.
Now, does having an injury and also having diabetes, does that ever clash together?
I would say no. Like I would just say when playing as a diabetic, um, the only issues I get is when I have a high blood sugar or low blood sugar. And for people who don't really know what that is, a high blood sugar is when like your base level for a normal person's like 115 to 120 is your blood glucose level, and a high for me is like 400 and plus, and then a low is like 60 and below. So when I get low, I just get very lethargic and um, not really playing to my like potential. And then when I'm high, I just am very slow. Things slow down. Like I get very stiff. I cramp up easily. Um, I get really angry and frustrated. So yeah, but I don't really think injury and diabetes kind of go hand in hand.
So, talking about injuries, how, and you just talked about like when your blood sugar is high or when it's low, how do you handle that like during a rugby match?
Um, Most of the time I just play through it, try and get to half. That's probably not the best way to do it. But if it is pretty serious, I usually just kind of take myself out, and I either like drink a Gatorade for low blood sugar. I have to give myself insulin for highs just to try and get my levels back down to where they should be or back up to where they should be. Um, I haven't really had to deal with it with rugby. I've been doing this for a while, so I've kind of learned how my body kind of handles sports. But there are times where I'll make a tackle or like in my like pod or my CGM, which are like my devices that kind of help me, keep my levels balanced, will like fall out and I'll have to like throw them on the sideline. And then usually at half, I'll change everything out and make sure everything's back to normal.
So in your, playing all these sports growing up, baseball, football, how does diabetes affect your training?
I would say um, it makes me want to work a lot harder because it makes me feel like I get overlooked a lot. That happened playing lacrosse in high school and playing football in high school. A lot of people just didn't really think I could do it. Growing up, I had a lot of people tell me that I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things that I do now. Um, so it just really like pushes me to be the best I can be. And I don't use it as it's not an excuse. It's something that you push through. And I've never once seen it as that outlet. I see it as I'm working harder than you and also feeling worse than you, but I'm going to still outwork you.
Absolutely. I love that. So last question. What advice would you give to athletes who have diabetes in high school or middle school or just discovering that they have diabetes?
Don't give up on your dream. Um, it may get hard at times, but really, if you push through it and you don't look at them now, but look in the future, um, you can see that you can do whatever you want. It's not something that'll hold you back. It's something that helps you strive to be better in the future. Um, it's always it was hard for me growing up because I never had a mentor, but I was a mentor at one point for kids like that, and it's just like when you get to see somebody, getting to do what they want to do and enjoying it, but also having something like this, it makes you feel good, and it also makes them know that they can do it. Um, I've had kids when I was in high school look up to where I am now because they were in the same boat that I was when I was 4, and they saw me doing it, so they thought they could do it, and it makes them push to want to do all those things.
You got anything else you want to add?
Um, no, not really.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. That was awesome.
Appreciate it.